Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. I am here. My name is Elisha Ba. I am a CCA, a community care advocate for young people, old people, all kind of people all over the earth. I'm here today, me and my princess, me and my daughter. Black Beauty is her name. And I am here today to talk to you about your inner child. About your inner child. You see, the title of this discussion is The Inner Child. Like love, they want love and recognition. Love and recognition. So I dedicate life lesson, this life lesson to my little princess, my little daughter, my beautiful daughter, Black Beauty. Black Beauty is her name because she's really a very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little girl. So beautiful, so smart, so strong, so intelligent, and so full of love and energy. So, me and Black Beauty, we are here to talk to you today. I told you that I would be back next week, which is this week. So we're here. Me and Black Beauty is here. We want to talk about your inner child. The inner child need love and recognition. That's what they are looking for. That's what they always look for. That's what we looked it for when we was children. We always looking for love, and we was all looking for recognition, and we was all looking for our mom and our dad and our grandma, auntie, and them to respond to us in love and recognition. But we never did get those things. We only got abandonment. We only got rejection. We only got criticized. We only got called names, threatened by our moms. We got all of that, mental and physical and emotional abuse. That's what we always got. So the inner child, your little Johnny or your little Sue or your little Becky, your inner child, your inner child, your memory of your childhood. That's where your inner child live. They live inside your memory. They live inside the trauma that you went through when you was a child. Okay? That's where they at. That's where they live. That's the part of you that you need to recognize. That's the part of you that you need to get some attention to and some love and some admiration to. Thinking about your childhood past, things that you went through as children, because that's where the inner child is, and that's where the inner child need to be free. They need to be free from their past. You know, they're stuck in the childhood abuse, the rape, the child molestation, the the abandonment, where your mom and your dad just left you in the house by yourself. They stuck in the rejection and the criticism, so they are stuck and they need you to go back and to get them. You just can't leave them there. You have to go back to your childhood. You have to go back to the things that you actually went through when you was a child. Things that wasn't pleasant, things that wasn't good, things that you have buried now that you are a adult in age, but not adult in emotions. You're not adult in feelings. You're not an adult in the way that you think and the way that you do things. You're only a adult in age. because your inner child will not let you grow up because they are stuck. And you are the one, and you are the only one that can help them. They can't help themselves. They never could help themselves, even when they was children. Even when they was children, even when you was a little child and a little girl and a little boy, we could not help ourselves. So what we did as children that went through a lot of abuse, we developed coping mechanisms to help us to cope with the childhood abandonment and the childhood abuse and the childhood rape and molestation and all the things that we went through as children. We developed coping mechanisms to help us to cope with what we was going through as children. That's what it was. It was a coping mechanism. One of the coping mechanisms was isolating yourself from everybody. Because when you went to school, you got bullied, you got talked about, they rejected you, they did not accept you in the school, you didn't get no acceptance at home. Wherever you went, you was just always rejected. So what you do as a coping mechanism when you was a child, you isolated yourself, meaning that you didn't want to go outside to play, you didn't want to be around other children, you don't want to be around anyone because you was afraid. You was afraid that they was gonna hurt you. You was afraid that they was gonna do something to you. You was afraid. You was afraid, so you isolated yourself. You lock yourself behind a door, and you just would not come out unless you had to go to school, unless you had to go get some food or something like that. But you isolated yourself. It was a coping mechanism. Another coping mechanism is that when children go through childhood trauma, is is that is that they begin to uh put other people and other things in front. They just deal with people. I know I did as a child because I went through a lot of abuse, I went through a lot of trauma, I went through a lot of all of that as a child. So one of my coping mechanisms was that I'm just gonna try to get along with everybody. I'm just going to try to fit in with everybody, even though I didn't feel safe, even though I didn't feel comfortable, even though I didn't feel good. But I just tried to fit in with everybody because I wanted people to accept me because they never did accept me. They always rejected me. So I just wanted to fit in and I just wanted to feel normal and I just wanted to be like everybody else. So I just tried to fit myself in to cope with people rejecting me. Okay, so that was a coping mechanism that I learned as a child to try to fit in just to cope with people and let people try to accept you or accept, so it's just coping mechanisms. And now that you are adults, you still use some of those coping mechanisms that you use when you was little girls and little boys to protect yourself. But this is not doing the inner child no good because the inner child want to be free. They want to be free. They don't want to be isolated no more. They don't want to be behind the door no more. They don't want to be hiding behind the bed no more. They don't want to have the fear no more. They just want to be normal. They want to live normal. They want to be normal. They want to feel normal because they never felt normal as children. So you as the adult in age, you have to go back to your childhood past. You have to go back to get them. And if you don't go back to get them, you will never ever find no peace in your life. You'll never find no real happiness, excuse me, in your life. You'll never find no stability in your life. You'll never find no peace, no admiration, no love, no gratitude. You won't find any of those things in your life. I mean, you can perform and act like you are happy, and you can act like you have peace, and you can act like everything is going okay for you in your life. But deep down inside, you know, and your inner child know because they are connected to your emotions. They connected to your emotions and your feelings and your desires. So deep down, they know, you know, you know, but you try to perform and hide the way that you really truly feel. This is what you was doing when you was children, when you was a child. You was pretending to be happy. You was pretending that everything was okay with you. You was putting a smile on your face when there was really a frown in your heart. So the inner child, they need love and they need recognition. So you got to go back. You have to go back and get them. You have to go back and get them. I know it's not easy for you to probably go back to your childhood because it was so traumatic. Things that you went through as children, it was so traumatic. Being raped, being molested, being abandoned, being rejected by everybody that you it's traumatic. I know it's traumatic memories, but you have to go back because the inner child, they want love and recognition. You got to recognize them now. You have to recognize them. And the only way you can recognize them is go back to your childhood past. The trauma, the pain, the wounds that you have been carrying for 20 years, 40 years, 50, 80 years or older. You've been carrying all these wounds and you've been hiding them through your performance. Through your performance. You won't let yourself feel what you really feel. You perform to hide your wounds. But that's not going to work with the inner child no more because the inner child, they want to be recognized and they want to be loved. Something that they never ever got from their mom, something that they never ever got from their dad, something that they never ever got from their grandma. Never, never. All you ever got was demands, what you got to do, when you got to do, how you got to do. That's all you, me, and we ever got. We never got love, not real love, surface love. If you do good today in school, when you do good today in school, when you come home, I'm going to let you sit out and watch TV for an extra hour. This is the kind of stuff they did to us, our parents. I'm going to let you come out and watch TV for an hour. If you do good in school, if you do your homework, tomorrow I'll let you go to get ice cream. Okay, all of this kind of things. It was always that we had to do something to get something from them. And that's not real love, and that's not real recognition of your child. Real love and recognition is that you don't have to do anything, Johnny. You don't have to do anything, Bessie. You don't have to do anything, Connie. You don't have to do anything, Sally. I love you for who you are. Our parents could never ever say things like that to us. They only pretend to love us when we did things that they wanted us to do. When we was a good little boy and a good little girl, we got hit on the head, or we got two cookies out the refrigerator or out the cookie jar. They had the big cookie jar on the kitchen counter, and you could only get cookies out of the cookie jar when you did good. When you did good, when you pleased them and made them happy, then you can get two cookies out the cookie jar. They would never ever give you cookies just to give it to you. You had to always do something to earn the cookie. That's not real love, and that's not recognition of a child. So devastated. This have devastated. This have really devastated our lives. Okay, have devastated your life. They have destroyed your life. Your childhood is what destroyed your life. Your mom, your grandma now, your daddy, they the ones that painted your life the way that it is right now. They painted your life. The way that you are acting, the things that you do, it was it was part of your coping mechanism to deal with your childhood trauma. So me and Black Beauty, we wanted to come on today and we wanted to talk to you about love and recognition because you got to free your inner child. If you want peace in your life, if you want to feel good about your life and about you want to understand yourself and understand who you are and what it is that you need to do in your life moving forward. You have to talk to your inner child, the little girl and the little boy that got traumatized when they was little. Okay? Some of y'all got a lot of fear and you nervous and you anxious. All of that was coping mechanisms as children. Okay? So I just wanted to come on real quick and just talk to you because I told Black Beauty, my princess, that I would come on this week to talk to you. So the love that you need to give your inner child, you're really going to be giving that to love to yourself because your inner child is you. You just a adult in age, but you're not an adult in mind, feeling, and emotions. That recognition that you need to give yourself, you will really be giving that to your inner child because your inner child is you. Go back and recognize little Sue. Go back and get her. Recognize her. You got to connect with them and try to talk to your inner child and say, you know what? I know, baby, you've been hurt. We went through a lot of childhood stuff. We went through a lot of this and that and this, and I know you don't trust nobody, and you don't feel like nobody love you and nobody care about you. But mommy is here. Mommy is here now. Mommy is here to help you. Mommy is here to make you feel better. Mommy is here to do whatever mommy got to do now to help you. You got to give them that recognition and pay them some attention. Stop ignoring your inner child. Stop ignoring them. That's why you still nervous. That's why you still got the fear. That's why you still have the anger. That's why you still have the anxiety. That's why you still anxious because you still avoiding and ignoring your inner child, which is connected to your childhood wounds and trauma. So stop overlooking what you need to do that's going to make you free. You and your inner child need to be free and you need to be one together. So I'll talk to y'all next time. I'll talk to y'all next time. I'll be here next week again. Hopefully, Black Beauty is not gonna let me forget about it. She's just gonna keep on. Well, mommy, you said you was gonna do it. You know, she will remind me. When she will remind me. Um, what is it else, Black Beauty? Is it anything else that mommy need to say? Black Beauty, just say, please, please stop playing around with your own life, because the more you keep avoiding what you actually went through when you was children, the more you keep doing that, trying to overlook all that pain and all that fear, frustration that you went through as children, the more you keep doing that, the worser your life is going to get. So Black Beauty is saying, please, please go back and talk to the little girl and the little boy that you used to be, that you still is. Go back and talk to them about the trauma. I'll talk to y'all next week. Subscribe, share this video, and like it. Hit the like button. I would like that too.